Bonus stage. Momo, no, Homo. Player 1, Tweed. Player 2, Luke. Player 3, Daryl. Player 4, Leslie. Begin.
Am I just naturally loud?
Yeah, you got good like chest residence.
I guess.
Yeah.
I
You
got
got
a
good
chest
you got good
residence.
titties.
I got titties, and you need to suck them. Go on, do it.
These titties aren't gonna suck themselves.
All right.
If there was an invention, what? Did you hit pause?
No.
What'd you hit?
No, I didn't know if you guys knew that it was recording, so I wanted to like hit record.
You wanted to mime the record thing. So
Wow,
that
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Especially during a thing when I was saying like we don't need to have a set start point or end point. Hey everybody, you know, like that sort of thing.
in the middle of doing that, I was like, "What are you doing?"
So you had a flash of self-awareness
yeah.
to it.
No, I can't do this. They'll know.
They will know.
No.
Cameron will know.
Oh, can we do like the bonus stage?
Well, usually
It's
that'd
gonna
be-
already happen. I hate to.
Usually that'd be in post.
Has it
Yeah.
already played?
Yeah. Believe it or not,
Oh shit.
I don't even know if this is getting in. So we're getting real meta at this point. Like no matter what, I'll cold open with that. How about that?
Okay.
I'll cold open with Daryl not knowing how our podcast works. He's like, wait, but someone has to sing the thing.
Yeah, who's gonna put the music in? That'll be me.
Musical guest Daryl Dean. Not even joking. That is like, there is. I'm sure Luke, you can understand this too.
Mm-hmm.
You ever work with people who don't know how media works, and they're just sort of like, yeah, this stuff just happens, and you're just sitting there, just like stewing on the fact that like. It just happens because I put in an extra hour of work to put this thing in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened. I think there was a story of like filming documentary now where they had this bit. They were shooting in this house, and they were
Documentary now? Is that like a documentary on Apocalypse Now?
No, it's a comedy thing. Bill Hader and Fred Armisen and Seth Meyers.
You've managed to find names that I don't know.
Okay, ex-SNL people
Got
made
it.
a film nerdy kind of comedy
I've
show.
only ever heard of SNL. I don't know what XSNL is. That's like them but bigger.
No, it's
It's like the
them, but they-
XFL.
Yeah,
they all
like-
dress up in
they can-
lingerie.
Yeah, they
and
can
run
show
around.
boobs on it.
Oh, sweet. They can show boobs on SNL. They get like in trouble for it,
Yeah.
but
I
they
mean,
can.
Yeah.
They had
anyway.
Adrian Brody doing a very
They didn't
offensive...
ask him
Are we
to
bringing-
do that.
No, we had a whole conversation about it.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Because
No.
like he got in trouble not for doing the accent, but because it was improv.
Yeah.
The actual accent was fine, and they like stressed that in the meeting afterwards.
Anyway, they had a story where a Bill Hader, like on the set, was like, "Oh, I have this thing where I can look like I can fall through the floor, and then we can put it in." And the crew was like, "What? Like, do we have to like build a whole new set?" Like, no, we'll just put it in final draft. Like, just put it in. It's fine. And the whole crew was like, "No, we have to do a whole thing.
Yeah.
This makes the day twice as long."
So Bill Hader's a piece of shit, is what you're saying.
He just didn't realize it.
He's
Anyway, I
just
got
an actor.
Shit.
What's your impression of Bill Hader?
I think he's really good at impressions.
Oh, so you know who he is too.
I know.
Leslie, do you know who Bill Hader is?
No, I do not.
Thank you.
Is it SNL stuff?
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh, that's the one that got in trouble for doing improv.
That's Adrian Brody.
Oh
no,
my
never
God.
mind.
Hey, you came this close to like knowing what we're talking
Yep.
about. No, Adrian Brody, he did like, you know how they always have like a celebrity going like, "Ladies and gentlemen, this band."
Yeah.
At the beginning of SNL? Yeah. Adrian Brody came on wearing a lot of Jamaican stuff. I'm not sure if he's just naturally tanned or if he made his skin darker. I imagine he's just naturally tanned, because it would have been like way more problematic if he made his skin darker.
I mean, this was also in like whatever the early 2000s, I believe, or late 90s. So this is like
It couldn't have been the late 90s.
This was a different time where blackface wasn't necessarily. It was still bad in poor taste, but it wasn't as chastised as it is now.
Yeah.
It was
Nowadays,
like taboo, not like frowned
yeah.
upon.
Yeah.
Nowadays, actors can't get away with it. The only way that you can get away with doing it is if you're the prime minister.
Hey, there you go. Hey,
Yeah.
fuck you, Trudeau. That's called brown face. You are offending my people.
Oh yeah, I guess you get to claim that.
I do.
Are you going to use it to its fullest extent?
No, I can't. I feel bad even saying brown people and then my people. It's like that insinuates that I'm brown. Anybody listening to this may be like, oh, Middle Eastern, he must be an Arab man.
You are... I mean, if we're going to do the Tarzan hand thing... actually, yeah, you hide it well.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of, like, white privilege to your name.
I do. I have a lot of white privilege.
What do you do with it?
I ordered coffee at Starbucks and get my name spelled correctly.
To be fair, that's a feat, because Daryl... There are, like, a million ways to spell Daryl.
Yeah, and somehow they think they're spelling it wrong, but they actually spell it right.
Like, granted, there's, like... I guess, like, 3 ways of spelling, say, Muhammad, which is, like, the most common name in all of humanity. Okay, I got a question about that. Muhammad is the most common name of all of humanity.
Okay.
Does that include, like, the different spellings of it, or is there one Muhammad to rule them all?
I don't know, because in Arabic, it's Mahmud.
Okay. Oh, so, wait, is it Muhammad literally just, like, white people pronouncing Mahmud wrong?
No.
Okay.
I think there's...
I was about to say, like, if nothing else, they should just be telling us stop saying it like that.
No, I think it's just they're different pronunciations based on wherever you live.
Where you live.
Where do I live?
Yeah, currently right now. Address, dox yourself.
I live in Etobicoke, Canada.
Oh, we're allowed to say it. Cool.
That's
and
okay.
How do they say Muhammad there?
They say Muhammad.
Okay.
Or,
I felt the whiteness of that.
Or Muhammad.
They do not say Muhammad, and not in Etobicoke.
You're right. It's true. Etobicoke is a little bit more diverse, so...
A little bit more diverse.
Mohammed?
Mo. Yeah, Mo's a big one.
It's my main man, Mohammed.
I knew a couple...
brown people in my day. It's just the most white podcast ever, and that's a feat.
No, I knew 2 different people named Mohammed in first year who both went by Mo.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. I think...
Well, if they both went by Mo, that's not helping anybody.
I mean,
one
I
of
don't
them...
think they knew each other.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant they were in the same friend group, and they were like, all right, it's going to get confusing if there's 2
it's Mo and
Mohammeds,
Mo.
so we're just going to call ourselves Mo. Well, like, one of you call yourselves Mo and one the other one Muhammad? No. Both Mo. Get it right.
And you know what's confusing is I met a girl once named Momo.
Oh, shit. So, wait, we could have, like, a sitcom called Mo, Mo, and Momo.
Oh, man!
Woo! Set the scene. What's Momo like? Give 3 personality traits to describe her. Go.
Like the real person?
The real person.
I only went on 1 date with her.
You went on a date with her!
Oh, boy.
So she's a sucker for, like, a white Middle Eastern man.
Sure, I guess. 3 things that describe her. She literally likes anime.
She literally likes anime. Alright.
She
Literally.
literally likes anime.
Did you say really likes anime
She
and I
really
just
likes,
misheard?
yeah, she really
okay,
likes anime.
I thought you said...
Literally likes it.
She literally likes anime.
So the anime, she's very, she talks extremely quiet.
I can see why you two were a
similar.
good match, yeah.
Yes. And she doesn't understand social cues.
I would get along with her then. You should bring her by. I don't care if you're not dating anymore, just to like hang out with Momo.
We're not talking. We'll put it that way. But she's still like...
Is Momo
like-
short
kinda like
for
you.
something?
I think so. I don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah, Momo the bitch, as fucking Daryl is gonna get into.
Okay, so we went out, actually we went on 2 dates.
And she's a girl, correct?
Yeah, she's
So it's Momo no homo?
correct. And on the first date, we went to this like dark park, but it was a lot of people. It's a very big park called
Easy.
Christie Pitts. It was
You leaned into the microphone. Didn't you want this cut
Yeah,
out?
we're not.
No, whatever. Maybe it's for you.
Okay. It's for me.
I don't know. We'll see it. We'll see how racy it gets. Maybe it'll be okay.
Maybe we can leave this in. If you're listening to this, you know. All right.
Yeah. So I went on a date with Momo, and we went to this park, and she started straddling me, and she's like, "Oh, do you want to have sex?" I'm like, "What? Like we're in the middle of a park."
Wow. She was immediate with it. She
was
wanted you to
immediate.
go with Momo.
Yeah.
But no homo.
Yeah, and I was like, this is weird. I kind of don't want to do it right now.
That needed more. I'm sorry. That needed more. That was good. That was very good.
If Drew was here, no, what do you mean? Do you want to say it again? We'll pretend to laugh. Fuck you. Continue with your fucking story, asshole.
Okay, fine. So, anyways, that was the first date, and on the second date.
So the first date was she tried straddling you in a park and then you went home?
She wanted to do the deed.
How'd you even find out that she likes anime if she's that quick?
Was it more?
Because the second date she wore like a full-on cosplay anime dress type thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of red flags happening right now.
Yeah.
Was it more like, I'm straddling you, do you want to fuck right now in this park? Or was it like, do you want, like, are we comfortable to have sex eventually? Like, was it...
No, she wanted to do it then and there. And then afterwards she's like, oh, was that good? Like, did I come on too strong there? I was like,
Yes.
well, maybe.
Oh, you pussyfooted around?
I was like, yeah, like for me, it's okay. But for a lot of people, that'd be like an automatic turnoff.
Wait, it wasn't an automatic turnoff with you? You proposed the story as if it was.
Okay, that part of it was off-putting, but it wasn't.
But you didn't say that to Momo? Whatever happened on the second date is your fault.
I didn't want to hurt her feelings. I felt like she was really trying, and she hadn't been on a lot of dates and stuff.
Worst dates. That's what we're gonna fucking talk about today. We've got a theme.
Okay. And so I wanted to let her down easy. I'm like, yeah, well, most guys would not appreciate that, or some guys really would.
Okay, what happened on the second date?
On the second date, we went out for a little bit, and I drove her around.
And she drove you around.
And we parked somewhere, and it was like a secluded area. She picked the spot, so she knew. And
This is my sex spot.
Yeah, in a way.
My name's Momo.
This is where I bring men to have sex with me.
You want to go with Momo?
Yeah.
I use my high voice, so no homo. There it is. There's the second one. Shut up.
And so this is kind of like personal. This part I definitely do not want on the podcast. But
all right, bass boost it, me, and leave it in.
No. So we were in the back seat, and we're and stuff, and we started fooling our hands and.
Daryl.
Yeah.
No, I'm leaving the fact that you're saying this in, but I'm censoring a lot of the words you're saying. So when I say Daryl like that,
yeah, and then so like I tried a little bit. She was like, no, don't.
Momo said no.
Oh.
She's like, no, not me, not today. And then she. And in the middle of all this.
Who showed up but the cops?
No, but in the middle of this, I was like, I don't know how this happened. Logistically, it's gonna sound really weird, but like I sort of like her on the cheek a little bit. I sort of like it was like a and she like. Anyways.
Don't worry, I'll post it, and when you inevitably listen to it, as you do for all of our podcasts, you can let me know if you want me to revise it, because I'm sure you will.
I do listen to all our podcasts. You said that like it's not true.
All right, well in that case, I guess I can only levy that at Drew.
So, anyways, no more second date with Momo. I told her that it wasn't gonna work out, and she never responded.
No, no.
Wait,
No,
you
no.
told her that it wasn't gonna work, and she didn't respond?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's.
Then she went out with another guy, and you had FOMO.
I have Momo FOMO.
This is too good. Luke, what was your worst date in your life?
My worst date was my first date.
Hey.
Hey.
Was it because like it
was a burst date?
Yeah, I was about to say you climaxed a bit
no.
early. It was a burst date.
Well, okay, so it was.
You got involved with one of those types. It was a Fred Durst date.
Oh my god. Whoa.
The Limp Bizkit?
Yeah.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm clever. Let's move on.
It was my worst date because neither of us were sure that it was a date. And I wasn't sure, even though I asked her out.
Is this with your current girlfriend?
No.
Okay.
This was a girl. This was in university.
So I should know who you're talking about.
No.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, she was
Wait.
in my department.
Cut it out. Who? Anybody I know?
No, her name
Oh,
was...
well, in that case, don't give her name.
Yeah. No, you don't know her.
All right.
Maybe you saw her once because I brought her to a show. Anyway, she was a friend of mine, and we were getting along really well. And this was at a point where I was like, I'm ready for girls.
I know the feeling,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I waited a long time, and I was afraid. So
I'm ready for girls. You just declare that in like the school cafeteria, open your jacket, wait for them to flock to you.
Yeah. Yeah, and so neither of us knew it was a date, so it was like almost like a casual... They're in the house.
Momo's back.
So it was almost like a casual, like almost conversation in a coffee shop, and I was wearing dress shoes. It was so weird. I remember it distinctly because it was that awkward, and I didn't know what to do, and she didn't know what I wanted to do, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, and it was the day the Louis C.K. stuff came out, and that was a big part of our conversation.
The hottest thing you can bring up on a first date is like, which celebrities did you not know were sexual predators?
And she didn't know about it. I was like, yeah, did you hear about Louis C.K.? And then it was...
Wait, sorry, you brought that up.
I was
You were like, hey, did you hear about Louis C.K.?
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Just making sure that we have that on the record.
Yeah.
So did you hear about that guy who calls up people and they masturbates on the phone? How do you feel about that?
No, I
What
was
do you
like,
think?
isn't that,
Like,
doesn't that
pro or
suck?
con?
No,
What do you
it's
think?
if that happened to you,
Would you want to
would
try
you go on
it
a second
sometime?
date? Would you marry that man?
No, I meant like
Louis
that
C.K.
sucks.
Calls people on the phone, masturbates, yay or nay. Just kind of get a little taste.
Just show of hands,
Show of
so to
hands.
speak. No, it was obviously like, yeah, no, that sucks that one of my favorite comedians does that shit.
Now, question: the opposite happens, right? You bring it up as like a bad thing, and she's like, "Yeah, I know, it's so hot, right?" What do you do in that situation?
Oh, I probably wouldn't sit with her anymore. We used to sit together in class, and no, I probably wouldn't.
Okay.
I would have a hard time being friends with her.
Are you still friends with her?
No, I haven't talked to her since graduation.
All right.
Yeah, just like,
You think she's listening?
I don't think so. She moved on.
Good for her. Leslie, hit us with it.
I haven't been on too many first dates. I think I've been on,
Just dates. Worst date.
well,
Yeah,
The-
there's gonna be some outing on this podcast.
the only one was like when I was a lot younger. Probably
and more
like
foolish.
a little foolish, didn't know what the hell was going on. I was in like grade 7, I think, and a close friend of mine was like, I don't know, I guess flirting with me, but I didn't really get it.
I think he's flirting with me.
Hey, Leslie, how are you? I brought you a daisy.
Oh, here's the date now. And what did you say?
This is not how the date went.
No shit. No shit. It's not. I'm so. How many improv scenes have you started where someone's like, "I'm making cookies," and you walk on and go, "Why? We should be making a cake."
I think we know people like that.
Oh yeah, we sure do.
Yeah, do we?
Paul and
Luke and I do.
Oh, you
Yeah.
do that all the
A
time.
particular person.
Yeah.
Are you talking about "Yo, bro, what are you doing," guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
was
We'll,
great.
we'll let you finish, and then I'll talk about "Yo, bro, what are you doing," guy.
Okay. Yeah, I basically said no to the daisy, but I was like, so he asked me if I wanted to go see Transformers.
Wait, so the Daisy part was right.
Yeah.
I missed that. Okay.
No, it wasn't right.
It wasn't right. So there is no
Oh
Daisy.
my God, Leslie, just stick to the facts.
Was
My
there
God, we're not doing
Transformers?
improv right now.
Okay, facts. Dude in grade 7 asked me to go see Transformers with him. It was that weird one where it's about like Transformers dinosaurs, and I had never
Oh,
seen
yeah.
any of the
That weird
Transformers movies before
Transformers.
that.
As opposed to the completely normal other Transformers
Yeah,
movies.
that came out when we were in grade 7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Transformers.
Yeah. So
What are you trying to say, Daryl?
We're getting mixed
You
messages from there.
fucking bigot. Jesus.
what do you guys think
You
of
guys couldn't.
Transformers?
You couldn't see it, but in between Daryl saying Transformers, he made a disgusted face.
Yeah, Daryl threw up in the trash can after he said trans.
This is getting mean. Let's continue.
Change.
So I could sense it was kind of going in a date way, so I
Your spidey
texted...
sense was tingling.
Yeah. So I texted a friend and I was like, do you want to join me and this guy going to Transformers? And I didn't tell the guy.
Oh.
So you wanted it to not be a date?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a good way to deflate that.
But so I brought this other friend of mine with me and
Question.
had him sit between the two of us.
That is the answer. The other guy was
Yeah.
also a guy, which is like a bigger deflection because a lot of straight boys, especially when they date who they presume to be straight women, see it as like more of like a tactic if you bring another dude along. You know what I'm saying?
But it wasn't a tactic. It was like, that was my closest friend at the time, and I wanted him there to ease up the situation.
Yeah,
and
but this
stuff.
guy, I'm assuming his name is Joe, the guy that you dated.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Joe didn't see it like that.
Probably not.
Surely not. Yeah.
Yeah, Joe and I still remain friends, but I think he got the message. But it was a pretty awkward time. It was a pretty shitty movie, too, if I do say so.
Well, it doesn't sound that bad of a date, to be honest. It just sounds a little bit awkward.
yeah, Leslie, stop that.
Okay.
There was
Stop
no
beating myself up.
weeb started dry humping me in a public park.
Weeb.
Is that your story, Paul?
That was your story!
Oh, right. Yeah. I guess you're a dry hump.
Daryl's 31. He's forgetting what story said. How's Daryl doing? He's slowing down.
Taking it easy now.
Where am I?
Yeah, that's about as bad as it gets. My other dates were not nearly as eventful.
That's fair. Honestly, the
Yeah.
more eventful a date is, usually the more it's gonna steer into bad territory.
Yeah.
Events in dates are meant to be these pointless, banal things we do because we were told that our parents did them, even though we don't get any kind of kinesthetic examples. Because to be on a kinesthetic example of a functional date would be weird as fuck.
Yeah, like your parents role play. All right, let's go out to eat.
Yeah.
Pretend I'm the girl.
No, I meant like parents go out to eat and bring the kid along and forget about them for half the time. And like say sweet nothings to each other, have the dinner, and then just as the kid is there just like eating the steak.
Talk about like economic policy and stuff.
Were you that
The kids
kid?
talking about that?
No, the parents, because they're like, oh, there are no kids here. I can
Yeah.
talk about economic policy.
No, I think what Paul's trying to say is the kids along the ride.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. And I guess in a sense there was that. Like my parents went out to dinner and took the kids with them to like neat restaurants and stuff like that, particularly more so when I was like younger, so perhaps those were dates, and then they're just like, well, they're casual dates, bring the family along, they're just happy to spend time with each other and with the kids, so it's like a bonus to the day. It's kind of like how you can hang out with your significant other when you're in a friend group, and it could still kind of be like a date outing. Like, for example, you and Sarah, Luke. You're
Yeah.
far enough along in your relationship, this is me speculating, so shut me down if I'm wrong.
Uh-huh.
You're far enough along in your relationship that if you were hanging out with, like, 2 or 3 other mutual friends, but it was to, like, a place like an escape room or a movie theater or something like that, you'd still consider it kind of like datey type of thing.
Yeah, date adjacent. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But,
Also, like, I see her friends all the time. So, like,
yeah.
yeah.
But, like, if it was at the very beginning of the relationship, it would have, like, a weird or different dynamic, because you don't know each other that much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uncle Paul knows relationships, son.
Uncle Paul.
I just know the good and the bad. There's a lot. I've got a lot of bad dates.
Well, Uncle Paul, pick one.
Ugh.
Like,
I have to
not a
think about-
super dark one either.
I don't think I've ever had dark dates. There have definitely been times when, like, people haven't respected me. Most of those times are usually just like, we used to talk about sex all the time on this podcast, so let me say point blank, a lot of the time when people didn't respect me, it was usually friends with benefits things. Which I want to say, like, I got away from, but, like, even when I was living in Waterloo, like, you two knew extensively about, like, the most recent person I'd try to be friends with benefits with, and it went kind of sour.
Oh,
Yeah. Luke, Daryl, and I would sometimes, like, hang out together after shows, and at one point, we brought that mutual friend along, and, we had very sexually open conversations, and I guess that intrigued her. And I forget, did she have any kind of, like, thing with you as well?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't know quite who we're talking about.
Jesus
Do
Christ.
I know this person?
Is this a person that
Yeah,
we
you
don't
do.
really speak to anymore?
Cut this out.
I figured.
Oh. Yeah, no, I fooled around with her for like 4 days.
Alright.
And then I started dating Sarah, and we're like, can't do this anymore.
I can't fucking do this. So anyway, yeah. I had sex with her a couple times. We bonded over a couple of mutual kinks, but then there was one instance where she wanted us to perform, I think, oral on each other for the first time. And she came with this mental instruction list, 1,000 pages long, And that's fine. If you're particular, I understand. The way that she was going about it was annoyingly forceful. Not like uncomfortably forceful or anything like that. There was no like traumatic element to it, but it was just sort of like it was very clear neither of us was having fun, and she'd tell me to do X, so I did X, and then she'd be like, no, you're not listening. And I was like, okay, how am I not listening? She was like, I told you to do X, and I was doing X. Yeah, but you weren't doing it to X extent. You didn't specify that yet. Like that sort of shit. And eventually, after a while, after, no joke, like 6 or 7 iterations of that exact conversation I just described, I was like, you know what? I do not want to do this anymore. She had this weird thing like going like, no, we can keep doing this, but you need to listen and stuff like that. And I was like, no, you're not listening. I don't consent to this anymore. We're going to stop. And you're like, no. Or she was like, no, come on. You do consent. Just keep doing this sort of thing. And I was like, all right, you're not doing yourself any favors from this.
Yeah.
And yeah, there were a couple arguments. It didn't help that I was in a quasi position of power because I was also seeing over like an improv entity that was made up of community members, and she tried out for it, and I didn't see her working well with the team, and she thought that the decision was 100% personal on my end. And as a result, I tried to like ask a third party to also speak to her and go like, no, it was a team decision. And that made her more sure that it was just my decision and that they were like being forced to say it, as if I had any power over, especially considering I was already butting heads with this same person in this period of time, which I'm sure gives context to who I like asked to help speak to her. And fucking like, yeah, that whole thing was a mess. But that's just like, that's what can happen when you're friends with benefits with somebody, because there's such a range. With dating, there's some sort of expectation, but with friends with benefits, there's like a range of different emotions that you can feel. It can blossom into a relationship. It can lead to hatred.
People can expect more out of the other person, and it could lead to a lot of like miscommunication, burnt bridges.
And passion is closer to hatred than annoyance. 100% of the time, all of the fucking time, no question about it. Which means that the worst date I've ever been on would have had to have also been an awkward grade 7 experience. I got nothing better than this. So, one of my first ever crushes, because I was very awkward for a bit. I thought I was asexual for a bit, and then I just sort of was like, no, I'm not. I'm totally not. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Yeah.
My first crush was in like elementary school, and then I got like mini like and then boom, and the fortress hits. You know what I'm saying? I get a crush on a grade 8 girl when I was a grade 7. Ooh, scandalous.
They're in. Ooh. It's like the orcs in Two Towers with the ladders.
Yeah. Helm's Deep?
No, that's number 1.
No, it's not.
Two Towers?
Helm's Deep was in the Two Towers.
That's the Helm's Deep with the blue, the nighttime shots?
Yes!
Okay, that's what I'm talking about, yes.
What'd you think I was talking about?
I was thinking about the Mines of Moria.
Oh, yeah, that's the first one.
I was confusing Helm's Deep with the Mines of Moria.
First one was Mines of Moria, Amon Hen, which is where they were at the end, where Boromir got shot with the arrow.
Yeah.
And the Weather Tower. Those are like the 3 big set pieces. Anyway. So yeah, grade 7, got a crush on a grade 8 girl. I'm like, wow. And I don't know how this happens, because I'm the most awkward piece of shit on the planet. Like, genuinely, I don't like to think of who I was at that time.
Come on, man, you're not awkward.
At the time, believe me, I so was. Okay. I so was.
Oh, come on, man.
No, if I'm not awkward today, and even then, like, yeah, what's up?
What?
No, that's what? Fine. Sorry, continue, Paul.
Yeah, should I?
I just repeated what Daryl said.
Yeah, so what's up, Daryl? That's what I fucking thought.
I think we're just getting giggly.
Anyway, I don't know how I managed this, but, like, there was a point when, like, I was going to Canada's Wonderland with her, but also, like, other people were going. I think my sister and, like, another mutual friends of that girl and my sister was going, and they were, like, going together, but, like, very platonically, clearly. And it was very clearly set up to be platonic between us two, but I was like, maybe something will happen, you know what I mean? And Yeah, Luke is shaking his head derisively at me, and I'm nodding along to it because, yeah.
60% of my life has been in thinking that thought.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, there's so many, like, things that are not mixed signals, but you hope to God that they're mixed signals, because then there's an iota of a chance. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, we went on, like, the rides. The very first ride, it was a big one. It was one of those things where the claw arm goes into the air and whooshies around.
Oh, yeah.
And we happened to get sat next to each other, and, like, our hands intertwined in, like, bonds of, like, we can do this together. And I was like, yeah. But she was probably just like, all right, well, I guess he's more scared than I thought he was. Or something like that. I can't visit her intentions, right? So the entire visit goes like this. And I'm sure...
Are you guys holding hands on every ride?
No. God, no. But, like, certain ones. Whatever ones I feel like I can get away with, and it's not going to cause, like, the question of, so what was that? Because then I just pee myself and leave. Most of the visit goes like this, and I'm like, oh, man, I want a funnel cake. This is going to be relevant later. I get me a funnel cake. I get the one with the raspberry drizzling.
Oh, no.
Oh, can you already see what's happening?
Raspberry drizzling.
Yep. So we go on a couple more rides. It's been fun. But to me, I'm thinking no progress has been made tonight. Because, like, when you're in the first throes of, like, understanding relationships, if you're me and you're very awkward as fuck, you think of it as, like, a progress bar that needs to be filled. And I was like, man, I feel really unproductive with this. So, yeah, the entire thing goes along. She was probably just like, wee-hee, fun day at Canada's Wonderland. Who gives a shit? Canada's Wonderland, by the way, is a theme park. I don't think I said that for those that don't know. But I'm sure they could guess.
It's like a hole that you throw your money into and they set it in place.
Yeah.
And then you buy funnel cake.
And then you buy funnel cake for an additional $20 down the hole.
Yeah, it's like Ontario's mini Six Flags.
So anyway, I sit in the back seat of, like, the mom's soccer van on the way home. So there's, like, the driver's area, there's, like, the middle area, and there's, like, the back area.
Backpack.
And I'm the only one in the back area because, like, there was one extra seat, and I was like, sure, I guess it'll be me. And I got the funnel cake, and sure enough, the funnel cake all over me. There's raspberry goo and stuff like that.
You were like Carrie.
Wait, you took a funnel cake on a ride?
No. I got the funnel cake towards the end, and we, like, brought it in the car with us.
Oh, it was in the car.
Come on, man.
I thought it was like a car of a ride.
The car ride.
No.
Why would I specify how much? Why would they need a driver in the driver's seat? And it's, like, shaped like a soccer mom van. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go on the minivan ride.
Yeah, Daryl, come on.
Shotgun.
Shut up, man.
You stupid idiot.
Yeah, come on, man.
I guess I am. I guess I am dumb.
Yeah, come on.
So anyway. Not say that.
It's not true. You're like Seinfeld during Kramer's apology, where David Letterman's fans are laughing at fucking Kramer. Kramer going like, "It was awful. I said those awful racial slurs, and I feel terrible." And you hear like laughter, and you hear Seinfeld going, "Stop laughing. It's not funny." Like his mic is turned down.
Yeah, but also like that was in the age before like real serious like celebrity public apologies.
Yeah.
So like they probably thought it was like, oh, Letterman's going in a new direction.
Yeah.
It's not a
This
huge...
is satire. I like how no one in that audience, it also seemed, gave a shit whether he apologized or not. Because if they genuinely thought he was an appalling person for yelling the N-word at those black people, which is the context behind Kramer's apology for those that don't know, sorry that we keep bringing these things out of context. If they cared about that, they wouldn't go like, ha ha, something mildly resembling a joke out of Kramer's mouth.
Maybe they didn't know that it happened.
That's possible too.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, there's raspberry drizzling all over the pants.
Oh no!
It's
and they were
everywhere.
white pants.
They weren't. Luckily, they were jeans. But at the same
they were
time,
white jeans.
then I started shitting myself
Yeah, come
right there
on,
in the
man.
seat, right there in the car seat. Managed to remove my pants just in time, but that just means the shit went everywhere.
You removed your pants in the van?
No, I'm kidding.
You removed your pants on the ride?
I'm kidding. Jesus Christ. Well, yeah. You got to make sure the date ends successfully.
Okay.
You got to Momo.
It'll be funny because most of that story will be cut out, and so we keep on referencing.
Anyway, so yeah, there was raspberry drizzling. I did not shit myself nor remove my pants. I just thought that would be a fun embellishment. But I'm sitting there with raspberry drizzling, like looking at my pants, like wiggling my thighs together because like there's no lights on. So I'm like is this the worst case scenario I think it is, or is it mild? And I had like the plate of funnel cake covering the area where I thought that the worst DEFCON 2 damage had been put in. And
What does DEFCON mean?
DEFCON is like a response system for the United States military. So basically, if like most of the time everything's at DEFCON 5, which basically means that there's no reason to be concerned. But if a nuke were heading right for the capital, that would be DEFCON 1.
Whoa, okay.
So-
And there's no 0.
There's no 0, no. 0 means you're dead.
World gone.
Hey.
But yeah, DEFCON 4 essentially means... DEFCON 4 would probably be where the US was for the majority of the Cold War.
Okay.
DEFCON 3 is probably like there's knowledge that an impending attack is coming. DEFCON 2 would probably be where it was at during Pearl Harbor and 9/11.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry, DEFCON.
Yeah,
You were
so I
talking
went...
about your genes.
Yeah, so I was like, I need to assess the DEFCON 2 damage. So, the first place where we happened to, like, get off and, like, drop someone off was at this clearly not a date, but I wish it was person's house. And they were like, it was a fun day, see you later. And I was calling out bye from the car. And my mom said, like, don't you think it would be polite to, like, you know, get out of your seat and, like, you know, like say a proper goodbye or something like that. And I like lifted, you know how like they do the poker cards during a poker tournament?
What do I got here?
Yeah, I did that with the plate. No, it was DEFCON 2. There was everywhere. There was
But not
no way.
DEFCON 1.
No. DEFCON 1 is just like I got shot in the face and I gotta play it cool.
Okay, alright.
But DEFCON 2 is all the drizzling, and it's like, yeah, she would notice this, and also it's sticky, and also I'd get the stickiness on her clothing.
That's the second tower.
Which if nothing else is a bad metaphor. So while Mom was going like, you should get up, you should go, and I was like, no, it's cool, have a good one, bye, see you at school tomorrow. Like that
It's
sort of
okay,
thing.
crashed somewhere in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's probably the
Narrowly
worst.
missed the Pentagon.
You know it's the worst date in like a middle school kind of way, when if I brought it up to the person I shared the date with, this same person would not think it was a date in the fucking slightest. It doesn't help that very shortly afterwards we grew very apart, and it turns out we had like fundamentally different values and personalities, and the only interactions we've had since have been clashes.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude. It's a whole thing.
Come on, dude.
What? What'd I do?
Come on, man.
What'd I do, man? What? You gotta be aware of like when friendships are over. You gotta be polite.
Yeah.
But you gotta find a middle ground.
What's the middle ground,
you
Daryl?
gotta- I don't-
Educate me.
I don't know what her values are, but clearly there's
Weird, huh? Backseat driver. All right, go on.
backseat driver.
Yeah, you're the backseat driver.
Yeah, because he's driving his own life.
Yeah.
And you're fucking in the back seat telling him
You're going
to
like,
turn.
there's a middle ground between you. Who even cares?
Yeah.
You're the one in the back seat with the funnel cake on your pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DEFCON 2, baby.
DEFCON 2 in
DEFCON 2.
it's DEFCON 2 in my pants right now.
DEFCON 2 in my pants. That could be a good pickup line. Hey, baby, it's DEFCON 2 in my pants right now.
I feel like that would take a lot of explaining because I didn't even
You
know
see,
what DEFCON was.
in the U.S. military, there's a system.
See, it's funny because
two would be like 9/11 or Pearl Harbor. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Also, that's something a lot of girls like is when guys explain to them military terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leslie didn't ask for an explanation. She already knew. Just play
You're from
along.
like a military
Yeah.
family, aren't you?
I am.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
but
you-
I actually never heard of DEF CON.
Whoa.
Are you actually in a military family?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. So the town I'm from, it's a very big military base. So pretty much the only reason most families are there is because they're either in the military or they work at the nuclear plant that we have too.
Or they work at the hot dog stand at the Air Force
they
Base.
work at McDonald's.
I wouldn't trust a hot dog from a hot dog stand that was next to like a nuclear reactor.
No,
Why?
it's good.
Why wouldn't you? Like, what do you think they like soak the hot dogs in uranium?
Because I said reactor and not plant, and if the reactor's exposed, then there's going to be radiation everywhere. Get learnt, Daryl.
If there's gonna be radiation there, you're gonna be taking it in no matter what. Doesn't matter if you eat a hot dog or not.
If there's a plant, it contains it. If the reactor's exposed, that's like Chernobyl. You know how we can't go into Chernobyl? Would you eat a hot dog from Chernobyl, you fucking moron?
I also
No,
like.
I wouldn't. But also, if it's a
Then
plant,
there you go.
If
No,
it's a
I
plant-
said reactor, not plant. That was the crux of my joke.
I also like the image of like Navy SEALs like untying knots underwater and learning how to like slow down their heart rate, and they're like, hot dogs! Everybody get your hot dogs!
So your family founded a nuclear plant. I half paid attention.
Pretty much,
Sweet.
yeah. Both my parents were in the military, all my friends' parents were in the military, my step-parents were in the military,
What war are you going into, stepfather?
Help, I got stuck in the hole at the top of a tank.
What's gonna get me out?
That's got to exist.
What are you doing, step corporal?
Oh, all right. you guys talk about something. I'm gonna quickly look up tank on like porn websites
Yeah,
and report back.
Tank.
Really? You're looking up porn?
Yeah.
Right now?
Tank porn?
Yeah.
You played like My Pussy Wears a Mask on a fucking like
That was for
episode.
educational purposes.
So
I
is
think-
this!
I think we learned a lot. Leslie, you weren't around for that, but it was a good episode.
should do it again.
It was a good song.
We should record in the back of a van again.
Yeah, it's interesting that date I had with Momo may not have been my mistake.
Oh.
Oh. Act 3 twist.
The sequel everyone's been wanting. Go ahead. What was this one's ridiculous name?
Oh wow,
Mom?
that's not fair.
Oh,
I actually,
Mom's good.
I don't remember. I only had one date with her.
Ooh. Everyone, 3, 2, 1. Ooh.
I'm gonna say it was probably
Brittany.
Sure, Brittany or Sophie or something.
I gave
seem
you a
like-
random name. Is Sophie more significant to the story, or were you
No.
just like, sure, that one, or fuck you?
She seems like
Okay,
a really
well-
special person in your life.
Her name was Britt. Okay,
Cheerio.
and we sat down at like it was some small coffee shop somewhere, and
I'll have the Bristol.
and I remember
Oh, the London Fog.
I'm
wearing a top hat, aren't I?
we started talking a little bit. She's like, oh, I work at a grocery. I work at a grocery store or whatever and stuff. We really
I
like,
work at the chemist.
I really like the kids that come on by. You know, the kids are very
The
cute.
wee kiddies. The weans.
Yeah, like okay, yeah, that's cute. And then
You're sitting there going, yeah, okay, that's cute.
Yeah, you're right.
yeah, that's,
I think I'm starting to realize why I didn't remember this date.
no, there are several points that are very memorable for
We
me.
should let him say
Oh,
them.
all right, let's say them.
And so
The floor is yours.
So yeah, she at some point starts confessing to me how she feels very lonely. I'm like, oh, that sucks. I'm sorry about that.
These stories are the saddest things. You're like, you know what? I got an idea. You know, I want to redo my chance at fucking my fun date story on this comedy podcast. Instead of one sad story, she cried to me about how she was lonely, and then we left.
She didn't cry. She was just admitting it, and I was like, oh well, I'm sorry. You know, we all have these moments. We have to, you know, get
These
better. whatever.
momos.
Yeah, and so we go to the mall at some point, and then she's like, "Yeah, let's go. Like, we'll have like some bubble tea or something." And we go there, and then she like tells me she doesn't have money when we get there. I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, you know, we don't have to get anything. We can just sort of walk around." She's like, "Oh no, like, I'll try. And so she's like standing at this bubble tea place. She's trying to like tap her card, and it doesn't work. I'm like, okay, fine, it's okay, I'll pay for it. And then she's telling me again, you know, like again, a money issue. She's like, oh well, I don't really have money to take the bus home. I was like, oh,
You went on
okay.
a date with a bag lady?
No, what? I guess.
Sweet, dude.
And then I was like, okay, fine, I'll take you.
Is bag lady offensive?
It sounds offensive. I've never heard it, but it sounds pretty offensive.
It sounds
Alright.
like a sort of like a name for a vagrant.
Yeah, it's an endearing term for a vagrant.
It's endearing?
Endearing.
I don't think it's endearing.
I think you don't get to decide that.
Okay.
Your privilege is showing.
Wait, did you say bag?
I said bag.
Bag lady? That's so much better.
Bag lady is just most ladies.
Anyway, so she's like, I don't have enough money for the bus. I'm like, okay, I'll take you then. And then so like I take her home, and we're sitting in the car outside, and she's like, do you want to come in? I'm like, I don't know, it's starting to rain. I don't want to just go home now. And then
So she had a home.
she had a home.
Okay.
She wasn't a bag lady.
Bag lady.
And yeah, it just the night just wouldn't end. She just sort of sat in my car for a while, and
It just wouldn't end.
and I was like, yeah. So, anyways,
What the fuck are your stories? They're like the psychological horror David Lynch films.
I gotta go. I was like, it's really raining now.
Looked back at her face and she had 3 eyes now. All 3 were crying.
And then she like leaned over for a kiss, and at that point I was like, oh, fine.
That's what it takes to get you out of here.
Yeah. I was like, all right.
I will admit, she leaned over for a kiss and I went, ugh, fine. Definitely a good contender for worst first date story.
Yeah. And then she finally got out of my car. Not before looking back a couple times and be like, are you sure? Like, yep. Wave goodbye.
Bye.
See ya. We never talked again.
Yep.
Oh.
That was it. That was the first and last date I had with this person.
Cool, dude. You ever had a date that went well?
No, I don't think so.
What?
All of my dates have been like, whatever, so, or they've been bad.
What about your current partner?
Yeah,
You've got to have had like a good date with them, otherwise they wouldn't be your current partner.
that's true. Yeah, and that's probably something. I don't know when this comes out, so like maybe this is going to be new for people who've never heard this before. But yeah, I'm dating now, and I guess like the last date we had was good. We saw a movie. It was James Bond.
No Time to Die?
No Time
Wow.
to Die.
Dating the episode. Thank you, Daryl. Now I have to do... every fucking bonus stage, I have to, like, color a different background. Now I have to really fucking hurry up before No Time to Die is out of theaters.
Oh, well, you don't have to. I mean, it's only one small part. You can cut this out.
I can cut it out. I
Cut
can
it
fix
out.
it in post!
I never mentioned the movie James Bond with Daniel Craig.
Alright, so the Wi-Fi, or rather the LTE or the 3G or whatever the fuck, in this basement is too difficult for me to actually pull up a website. So, I can't look up whether tank porn videos exist. Fine. No, not you, motherfucker! You're not the one looking up
I'll
porn!
just get my phone because I forget.
Alright. Today's selection. However, all of the, like, recommended categories come based on your internet history, even if you have gone incognito.
Come.
Boy, that doesn't bode well.
Are we
What
describing?
the fuck?
Are we describing what's on the porn site?
Yes, mainly because it's hilariously bad. It doesn't reflect the user's porn. It reflects their entire internet history.
What the hell?
So, if I may,
Where's this coming from?
Describe it. Come on.
I went to a website that shows genres first. So the first genre that shows up, family. The second one, mom and son. The third one, 18. The fourth one, forcefully fucked.
Oh.
All right. I'm done with this. Let's look up
like
tank.
this.
Let's look up tank and be done with it.
What
Yeah.
website is that?
If only it said so in the thing. It
I've
says
never heard of it.
xnxx.com. There's no tank. There's no tank porn.
What's coming up for tank?
Can I look it up?
Yeah, sure.
What's coming up is just larger ladies, which is not very nice.
It's the same larger lady, so I assume it's her name.
This is a sketchy ass website.
All right, yeah, go to your gentleman's porn website and look up tank.
Yeah. Go to your like good.
You're saying that just because like mom and son and family and force fucked were the first 3 that popped up.
Yeah, that's sketchy as hell. Okay. Pornhub has tank porn videos.
All right, let's see what they have.
Wait.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it's just tank tops.
I'm so confused.
sucks.
What was the tank
Fucking
thing
love
again?
when people
Like
work
in a
tank.
gas tank?
No,
In
a tank at
in
a
fish
military
tank?
base.
Oh,
There's
tank.
plenty of military porn.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just don't involve tanks.
People
Possibly because it's an expensive prop.
Yeah.
Yeah, people love fucking in camo for some reason.
They have? I've never seen that. Hey, you get it?
Camo! They're
Yeah.
disguised.
Come on, man.
That was decent.
God, I'm so mad at you right now. I'm so
It's
mad
one of my
at you.
least favorite jokes of all time.
You want mine?
It's like when
We need
people
Drew
wear
back.
camo stuff and you're like, I can't see it.
When it's slipped in organically like that, it's fine.
Yeah.
Fuck you. It's like a one-liner. It didn't detract from your life.
It's called craftsmanship, Leslie.
Fine.
You know what's the best type of comedy podcast where one person makes a joke and the other one explains why that type of joke isn't funny?
No, let's get back to one person saying something and everybody else railing on that person. I think it was really fun.
Yeah.
And it was really like, I think that's comedy. That's truly comedy.
Yeah,
Well,
we can't do
first-
that because Drew's not here.
First, we need a worst date.
I already did it. The date that I didn't know was a date, and the day Louis C.K. came out.
Okay, but what about your
Well,
best
he didn't
date?
come out. But
Yeah,
he came
well,
out in a
hey,
certain
what was your
Good
best
for him.
date?
My best date?
Your best date.
My best date.
Your best date.
My best date.
This isn't Meisner, dude. Just say your fucking best date.
Okay. Probably around the first birthday I spent with my current girlfriend. We went to a tapas restaurant.
Topless rep.
Topless?
Fuck
No,
yeah.
tapas.
Topless?
Tapas.
Oh.
Spanish.
Top us.
Yeah. It's a restaurant that it used to be in downtown. It used to be. It used to be in downtown Kitchener, but it closed from the pandemic.
Okay.
But it was a tapas place and it was very fancy.
The croon, and if I may dare say,
Maroon?
Yeah, it closed, but which is a shame. But that first date I went on for my birthday, where she took me there. That was very nice.
right on.
She dresses very well.
Your partner.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. No, the waitress.
I don't know, maybe. It was a top-ass place. Anything goes at a top-ass place.
Well,
What is
anything
tapas?
except big plates. Tapas is like all appetizers, basically.
Yeah.
It's a very like traditional like Spanish way of doing food.
I never would have guessed that would be the language.
And yeah, you.
I heard
like,
tapas, and I was honestly thinking like Kurdish.
Yeah, you order like it does sound a little Middle Eastern, but and it's kind of Middle Eastern because it's a lot of sharing food too. Like a lot of you order a lot of small stuff that you all kind of share,
Yeah.
and it's very fancy.
Which is a staple of Middle Eastern country. Small
Middle
amounts
Eastern
of food that they just share with each
no,
other.
sharing food is a very Middle Eastern. Daryl,
What?
Never
It sounds like you're being racist.
no.
Oh, beautiful. What was your best date, Daryl?
Like Iranian food. Jesus.
That's not Kurdish, that's Persian, but whatever.
I didn't say Kurdish. You said Kurdish.
I did, and I meant it.
I don't know if I've had a really best date. I don't even think I've had a good date.
Your
Yeah, I've
girlfriend,
gathered that from the 2 dates that you gave me.
Get back to me. I'll think of one.
All right, best date, Leslie?
Being as I am with a person right now and I've been with them for a couple years, it was our first date.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wasn't I like there for that? No, I wasn't there for your first date, but like the second time or
You
like
were
the
on
third
my
time.
first date with me?
No, not on your first date, but
Are you
like
Luke?
one of the
Wait a
first
minute.
Leave that
times.
out.
One of the first times you hung out with him, right? Wasn't that something he said or something like that?
Nope.
No, you guys had already been seeing each other for like months by this time.
Like, when you first met him, we were probably together for like half a year.
Half. That is impossible.
Or like 5-ish. 4 or 5 months?
No.
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 Because this was like the
Nope.
first time that I came to
Nope,
visit like.
Whoa.
This is the first time you did improv at the entity, and it was during like the summer that year.
It wasn't during the summer. I wasn't in school during the summer.
Then it was in September. It blends
Was it
together
that
for me. 'cause
early then?
Yes. That's what
Okay,
I'm,
okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like he showed up to that one health food place that sucks, Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you talked about pegging.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And it was like relatively early on, wasn't it? You hadn't been dating for half a fucking year by
I
that
guess
point.
so. It just felt like a long time.
Fine. Tell me what your first date was
Anyway,
like.
you weren't there.
No shit.
We went to a tea room. We got some tea and some soup, and then we went on a nature walk. And then we got chased by a wild turkey on our nature walk.
Wait. So how'd you do that on a nature walk if this happened in December 2018? Because that would have been half a month before I saw him.
Because it didn't
Or half
happen
a year
in
before.
December 20.
Yeah, damn straight.
Because he's not real.
Because it's not real. Move on.
Because it never happened.
Also, who would have soup on a date? That's fart territory.
Far territory?
Fart territory.
It was
Do you
actually
fart when you eat soup?
Sometimes.
I
it was
think
pretty bad soup. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like cold. Like
Like a gazpacho.
Gazpacho.
yeah,
All three of us.
Oh, yeah. Come
it's
on,
so
man.
gross. It was like their special of the day, and it was just like eating fucking salsa. Like I was having
Yeah.
such a
Gazpacho sucks. There are certain good
just
cold
like-
soups.
Vinegar.
I will say,
Or like-
fucking vichyssoise. You ever have vichyssoise cold?
No.
Ugh. What are you giving me that grimace for?
What is that word?
Yeah, what-
Vichyssoise.
vichyssoise.
Figure it out, dumbass. It's a type of soup.
I like the only gazpacho I've had is like a kind of like a sour cream cucumber sort of thing. That was good.
That sounds like it would be good.
It's like kind of this consistency of like the tomato soup.
All right, tell you what. Let me drag myself down to your level. A surf soup, right? Potage. Potage is good cold too.
Portage?
Potage. Are you fucking serious, Luke? Yeah? No? Anything?
No,
Oh man.
I'm not a soup person. 'Cause
I'm a soup person, and I don't know that.
Potage?
Yeah.
Oh,
I got colon stuff. I can't fuck
Yeah.
with soup.
it's like
yeah, Paul, you're the weird one. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
potage is definitely like a decently common soup if you're like cultured, which you're not.
I guess not.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm Middle Eastern. All my soups have lentils in them.
That's serious fart territory.
That's what I thought you meant when you said fart territory. I would have agreed with you
yeah.
if that's what you meant.
Yeah, no, it was like cubed tomatoes.
Are you still looking at porn?
No,
Very
I'm looking at
watery.
potage soup because now
Okay.
now you guys are gaslighting me into believing I'm insane. for
No, we're
thinking
not.
Potage.
We really don't know what that is.
Potage is a thick soup that's usually pureed. It has origins in France and was a staple of medieval cuisine. If you
All right.
Sorry.
Yes, we
you-
are sorry.
if you've ever heard of the term potage garden, that's where it comes from, as the vegetables were used to make potage.
I haven't.
It's usually served at the start of a meal. Yeah, it's one of the soups that later defined soup as we know it. So, if I may make the rounds, fuck you, you're okay actually, Luke.
Yeah. Have you ever had mead before? Speaking of medieval foods.
I don't drink alcohol.
Oh, that's right. I had mead at a winery place. It was great.
Yeah.
Warm mead with like spices in it, like a mulled mead.
Ooh,
So mead
yeah,
is like
I've had mulled
honey.
wine.
It's honey, right?
It's honey, but alcohol.
Yeah, it's honey.
It sounds tasty.
Warm honey alcohol sounds despicable.
No, it's great. It's like almost like a hot toddy. It was almost like a hot toddy.
Like cider.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I was gonna
Like
say.
yeah, like a cider. It was good.
I guess that's where the spices come in, yeah? Because then
Ye-
it's kind of similar to cider.
you get like a clove and a cinnamon.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm kind of disturbed by those porn stuff.
It's
Because
still
I'm like,
on
do
it,
I
right?
not know things about myself? And like the algorithm figured it out? Like,
Honest to God, you may just keep up with your family decently, and most American families don't. They were like, well, you're saying the F word, the family word, you must really like it in porn, because there's no other context that any true person living in today's day and age, current year argument, could possibly like family.
Wow,
Maybe-
he
maybe it's your
texted his
stepdad.
mom.
I don't have a
Oh.
stepdad.
Sorry.
I'm more
Your
curious as
dad-in-law.
to how the algorithm went, Luke must like force fucking.
Yeah, that is. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Maybe I just said the word like assertive once.
What's
You know-
wrong? What's wrong with that?
This is why you should-
It's not that obviously it's a wrong thing, but like it's your own like personal personal thing that you want to look up online. You're not doing that to anybody. Who cares?
Yeah, we're not judging you, Luke. It's
There are certain.
I don't know where this is coming from.
You
There's
can
certain,
you
uh,
can watch all the face fucking force fucking
Force face
videos.
fucking.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
Forced family face fucking. Ugh. That made me rich. You can watch all of that you want. I will say, there are certain genres where I can easily see it like starting to bleed over into the real world. I am creeped the hell out by lolly imagery. And like images of like, even drawn like 9-year-olds getting it on. Because it's like, there is some kind of niche that is fulfilling. And there's the argument like, it prevents people from doing that shit in the real world. It's like, first of all, what would have happened if you grew up without the internet? I don't want to know the answer to that question. And second of all, what happens if the internet cuts out for you for 48 hours? And third of all, sure, there's probably like an inhibiting factor, but there's also a growth factor, surely.
Yeah, I was gonna
If
say
you can
like
get
citation
exposed
needed.
to, yeah, if you can get exposed to that sort of stuff, surely the interest in it will grow. Like, if you really wanted to look up porn, and this is a hyper specific example, and the only example of porn online was lolly stuff, you'd start to conflate the two after a while, and suddenly, boom, you're a member of, what was that organization you cited in our last online meeting?
NAMBLA.
The NAACP. That's it.
Oh no, no! It
Don't
is not.
confuse those
Cut
terms.
that out. Oh my god.
Well, you know what the CP stands for?
Oh god.
What is the NAACP again?
National African American North America. It's something with like African American like Center for Progress. That's right.
That's
National African American. No, National Association of Advancement of Colored Peoples. That's right.
Oh my god,
That's
so
like
funny.
Martin Luther King was part of it.
Oh yeah, he was. Oh, he had a dream. Anyway,
Ooh.
so yeah. Anyway, next thing you know, you're a part of NAMBLA.
Yeah, well, and like we know that like even in terms of YouTube and politics, cancel. No. We know that like YouTube and politics like incentivizes you to radicalize. So why wouldn't that be true in porn? Like the algorithm, like
Yeah, I
like,
can totally see that.
like wants your attention, and the best way you can do that is to feed you slightly more extreme things.
The only argument I could see even moderately against it is like YouTube you consume like passively. Porn you kind of consume with a goal in mind.
And
I
what
wanna-
is that, Paul?
I want to get my rocks off and leave.
Oh,
Your rocks off. What? Does everybody have rocks?
I think
no.
"get your rocks off" is like a phrase that like probably originated with like
testes.
testes, but now applies to everyone. It's kind of like jacking off. I know a lot of girls that say jacking off. Cis girls, I guess I should specify. And like people without penises who still say jacking off.
Yeah, and not jilling off.
Honest to God, if they say jilling off, I trust them a little bit less as a person, and I'm not even kidding. For some strange reason, correlation's not causation, I get it. But if the person is the type of person to say jilling off, they have had some weird opinions about something else that's disturbing down the line. And now...
That's such a weird line to draw in the sand, man.
And now, whenever someone says, like, yeah, I jilled off yesterday, I'm like, and, like, I watch them closely after that, you know what I mean?
What? I've never heard that expression. What is it? Just
Jack
like-
and Jill, so, like, jacking off, jilling off.
Okay, so it's just like a
Oh.
it's like a in church we sing hymns. What about hers? Okay, okay. You believe in a man in the sky?
All right, follow-up question. What the fuck did you think jilling off came from? Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah, Jack Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jack
Gyllenhaal.
I Jack Gyllenhaal.
Stop saying words.
Yeah, no. In fact, yeah, no.
What?
No, I was just thinking about like Pornhub like slowly feeding you more extreme stuff. Pornhub because
Oh, right, yeah.
yeah, because even in my porn use, I've like sometimes my porn taste is pretty vanilla, and sometimes something will come up that's like, oh, I think I like that.
I think I brought this up before. I don't watch porn anymore. I gotta imagine that if, like, I still watched porn, my porn taste would probably not be vanilla. But they'd also be, like... I don't know how to phrase this better than I'm going to. Like, more explorative and, like, things that you'd have to unpack as opposed to, like... And now they're using an egg or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's two different ways that you can go into fetish territory. One is, like... And now they're adding this additional element. Like, even fucking, like, stuff like incest and stuff like that. I said the word incest in case that didn't come up clear on the podcast. Which I personally find disgusting. That can sometimes go in either direction, where it's like, now we're adding an element of, like, intrigue, of the taboo element. Or, and also this guy's his sister, I guess. Who fucking cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas I prefer almost solely when I, like, still watched porn, just like the specific, like I always went for like those 30-minute videos, and I'd watch from the beginning religiously because I'd need to earn whatever payoff. Because if I ever like fast forwarded, it's like, what's the point of doing this in the first place?
Yeah. I've watched porn a lot stoned recently, and that's a whole other experience.
Do you watch it with your partner?
No.
Okay, well,
Not often.
bond over the stoned
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I start to like really like. First of all, when I'm stoned, like comedies or dramas,
Yep.
like I like really
Start
like unpacking
unpacking
and then
it,
like the porn,
analysis.
and then like I start to think about like the kind of fucking like emotional dynamics and like the before and after they cut. And I start to think about like, oh, this thing is sexy in this context, but it's like, but if this happened in your life, it would fuck things up. And it's like, that sucks, man. Like sometimes I'm like, I have to stop because I'm like, this isn't fun. This isn't good. This isn't a good thing.
Yeah.
I become a Puritan all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'll sit there and watch it and be like, okay, well, she's obviously acting and not enjoying it, so...
Yeah.
Flop, huh?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
you don't like this.
I didn't get to
You're
go
just
down the blind or
acting.
anything.
That's a common thought I have. It's like, this, you don't enjoy
Yeah.
this.
Speaking of not enjoying this, I don't smoke weed, so unfortunately I can't relate to the same sort of thing. I've got just sort of like my vanilla self, and that's all I can trust in this world. The best thing I can get is when I get like tired and loopy.
That's fun.
It's kind of like a little bit annoying because there are certain things that I wish could work on me, if that makes sense. Like at the like guidance of a very helpful friend, I've had like edibles twice in my life, and the first time I probably took more than I should have and had a really bad trip. I'm talking like the worst in the world. Like I threw up in the morning from anxiety.
Yeah, don't start with edibles.
The second,
Start very small.
Yeah.
well, I also don't want to smoke it. So like, what else can you do other than edibles at that
Yeah.
point? Second time,
Vape Life.
yeah,
Vape
no,
Nation.
pass.
Yeah.
The second time, I had like the smallest bit of like, there is like, we passed this candy to a guy that smoked weed once and then put it in a wrapper, like the smallest amount. I still had a bad trip somehow.
It depends on the strain that they're using. Always,
Bet on black.
sure. Always underestimate what you can handle and take less than that. And then,
Oh, that's what I did the second time, and still,
still.
and yet, lo and
yet.
behold,
Maybe
yeah.
they had a more like THC dominant strain. You gotta
Man, I
get
don't
more
fucking
C-
know. All I know is that I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna try it again because
That's
like the
alright.
first two times it was like that's bad. I'm not. It's kind of like in a video game where it's like, well, this isn't fun, and someone goes like, no, bro. After the first 14 hours, it really picks up. It's like, great, that's 14 hours of my life down the tubes. I could have watched the entirety of season 4 of Yu-Gi-Oh. I know what I'm doing with those 14 hours. You know what I mean? It's called Enter the Dragons, and it's a trip.
Yeah. Enter the Dragons.
Into the Dragons. I remember the cartoon versions of all the cards. Not all the cards, but some of the stronger cards
yeah,
had like the
Toon World.
the Toon World. Yeah.
Toon World! Oh, yeah, I remember Maximilian Pegasus going, I love Toon World! That's his voice, by the way. That's his voice in the anime.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
watched it too.
Yeah, alright.
I had a dual disc.
Okay, you win. You win the lame
Yeah, I
contest.
did. You hit the spring and like ka-chunk like that, and you could put cards in there. It was awesome.
My
Wow.
friend had one of those and was just recently trying to sell it on Facebook Marketplace for like a fuck ton of money. And I was like, bro.
That's sick.
Somebody will buy it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
tight. Is it like a regular or is it like a chaos dual disc?
I think it's just regular.
Chaos Dual Disc. Are we talking about the ones from season 4?
They made chaos dual discs.
Are they like dark green and black?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the ones from season 4
Yeah.
of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where the fucking, the cult that was trying to release Leviathan on the world, were using them, and they were using a card called the Seal of,
Approval.
Aramkara.
It's been a while.
or a Calcos.
Okay.
Seal
Seal of nerd.
How am I a nerd for remembering this? I watched it a couple days ago. At any rate, yeah. So it's like a video game. If you're like, oh, you could just 14 hours, you get into it, whatever, right? In the same sort of way, like if my first two like experiences with like edibles were bad and I don't want to smoke it, you know, pass.
You don't have to like it. Yeah.
Alcohol, don't really want to go with that. Fucking caffeine, it just makes me sleepy. So like I'm lone wolf when it comes to substances. In terms of like just me and the world.
What about peyote?
What's peyote?
Strong hallucinogen.
Yeah. Basically, you lick a toad and you fucking go out there, dude.
Hours and hours.
Me with hallucinogenics would not be helpful. It would not pan out, I don't think. I'm already kind of like out there as a person, and I'm already kind of spontaneous, and I'm already kind of like I see things when they shouldn't have happened.
What if it was like a
I'm
only
just gonna
like
blow past that one, huh?
what if it was like a 15-minute trip? You know, like salvia,
Or DMT.
or DMT, or like ketamine.
But I mean, like, DMT fucks with your perception of time, so it feels like hours even though it's 15 minutes.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
I hate things fucking with my perception of time, especially when it has to go back to how it was.
Cannabis does that for me. It
Ugh.
makes it feel really long, which is why I like it for like weekends, because I'm like, oh, I want this to last.
Yeah, it makes the night last longer.
Yeah. And it's
Do you
like-
think there's gonna come in the future where there's like a drug that its sole purpose is to make time feel slower? People would buy the fuck out of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
People will probably buy the fuck out of a drug that makes time go faster, too.
I feel like less.
I feel like there are also a lot of drugs like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like pretty much any stimulant that you can think of.
Yeah.
Makes time go by faster or slower?
Yeah.
It makes you feel like time, like you're moving faster.
Yeah. Or any depressant that makes you sleep is kind of like that,
Yeah.
because you're like conking out.
I'm always conking out, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh, you're a conqueror, all
Jilling
right.
off. Yeah, I'm jilling off.
I'm jilling off my rocks.
This sucks. Turn it off.
Yeah.